Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. As a rule of thumb, whenever these weasels are mentioning any weapons that might be delivered or we don't know yet to Ukraine, take it this way. They are in talks and they will probably deliver the weapons. So if they talk about, I don't know man, the Pentagon is weighing on sending F-16s to Ukraine. 99.9% they already made the decision. They just let you know, they just get you ready to accept that decision. So in this case, I have no doubt that the Americans provided already and will provide with long-range missile systems, missile launching systems. If they're not there already, they will deliver. I have almost no doubt that Ukraine will be provided with MiG-29 and then who knows, Rafale and Eurofighter and F-15, F-16 in the near future. I'm 100%, no, 99.9, which is almost certain that they will do that. Why? Because I know them too well. Let's put it this way. You don't believe me? Just pay attention. Just pay attention how they start from little until they really tell you, yeah, we're going to do it. Now, what will they provide Ukraine with? Guess what? Long-range missile systems. There you go. Finally, at least they come and tell us after what? Almost 10 months. So let's see. This article comes from Reuters from November 28th. Exclusive. US weighs sending 100-mile strike weapon to Ukraine. No, it's not weighing. That the decision was made. They will receive it. I guarantee you. You'll see. You'll see. The Pentagon is considering a Boeing proposal to supply Ukraine with cheap, small precision bombs fitted onto abundantly available rockets, allowing Kiev to strike far behind Russian lines as the West struggles to meet demand for more arms. So wait a second. Boeing is telling the United States what their policy will be in Ukraine with the terrorist nuclear armed state of Ukraine? Boeing? How about fuck Boeing? How about that? That's the way it works. You got the military-industrial complex, which actually is in charge of the weasels that we vote for. Let me put the Paganini and get a campanella. Okay, just listen to it. Great area. Campanella Paganini. And if you get it listened with his Il Canone, that was his last violin. Paganini, Niccolo Paganini is a virtuoso, fantastic guy. Il Canone, it was his last violin when he died without the final rites being read to him because, anyway, listen to that. It's still available, the Il Canone. You can find on, I'm just going away, but it doesn't matter. We talk about stuff here, important stuff, which is Paganini. That's important. So Niccolo Paganini, the Italian violin virtuoso and composer, when he died, he had Il Canone with double N, obviously the canon. That was his violin, and it's still available. And you can listen to that violin, how it's played by current, virtuosos. When he's, 24 Capriccis, that's fantastic. But Il Campanella. Again, listen to that one. Okay, where were we? Let's see, maybe I remember when I see it. Anyway, so, yeah, the Boeing decides what the fuck the government should do sending weapons because they have the... Anyway, US and allied military inventories are shrinking, and Ukraine faces an increasing need for more sophisticated weapons as the war drags on. Boeing proposed systems dubbed Ground-Launched Small Diameter Bomb, GLSDB, is one of about a half a dozen plans to getting new ammunition into production for Ukraine and America's Eastern European allies. Okay, let me play that again. industry sources say. Now let's see how far they can hit. Although the United States has rebuffed a request for the 185-mile, 297-kilometer range ATACMS ATACMS missile, the GLSDB, the one that I was talking, 94-mile, 150-kilometer range, would allow Ukraine to hit valuable military targets that have been out of reach and help it continue pressing its counterattacks by disrupting Russian rear ends areas. Well, definitely that's going to happen. Definitely they will receive that, and definitely the how do you call them, the Ukrainians will receive aircraft. I have no doubt. All these things were already determined when Russia started its special military operation in Ukraine to defend its Russian population in Ukraine that was attacked by the governmental forces from Kiev military. The Ukrainian military attacked its own people in the eastern part. They did not want to recognize the how should I put it, the new guys who overthrew an elected, legitimate, democratically elected government of Viktor Yanukovych. Anyway, immediately recognized by the free world somehow. I mean, tell me when these guys in the free world immediately recognize a new government somewhere, that means that government is a weasel, and they hope that government will do whatever these guys tell them to do. So when you see United States recognizing a government, a number of people who overthrew a democratically elected government of Yanukovych, Viktor Yanukovych, legitimate president of Ukraine, 2014, when those guys recognize the guys who overthrew them through then tells you that there were a little bit of some nose stuck into that little thing. So yeah, since then they started arming Ukraine because they knew the Russians will react, because that's how you do it when you negotiate in bad faith, like the Poles up to 1939. Remember September 1st? Yeah, that's when the Nazis had enough and say fuck you and fuck your masters in London. We're gonna take what is ours, the Danzig corridor, and say while we're at it, let's take half of it, and the Soviets, your friends, will get the other half, and you guys can declare war on us. I don't know why, but not on the Soviets. We know why. So the same thing here. No negotiations, bad faith. They just bought time. The Ukrainians bought time, 8 years from the Minsk agreements until the 2022 to be trained and armed by United States and its weasel countries, the hyenas countries. That's why it was. So when this started, the little thing in February 24th or whenever, the Ukrainians were armed to the teeth like that. And it is what it is. That just proves the point of the other side when they said, well, just a second, these guys are armed like crazy. That's a threat for us, and NATO wants to get them into their alliance, whatever that is, and these guys have Nazi ideas. That's not right. We feel, unsecured about that. You're gonna place rockets on our borders. That's not right. United States said, what the fuck are you gonna do? Invade? Come on, man, it's late already. And Russia said, okay, well, we're gonna do it. And you say, hey, Emil, what are you talking about? Were the Russians pushed into that? Well, I don't know. Look at the facts, and you tell me. You tell me. When the government tanks of Kiev go and kill their own people in Lugansk and Donetsk, what do you call that? Friendship, love, and fucking sex? Is that what it is? Really? And it's one of them. When you overthrow a legitimate democratically elected government with the help of outside forces, how the fuck you call that one? Love and happiness and happy or fucking fuck or something? No, that's fucking how do you call it? Treasonous act. Those are traitors. That's what they are. If you overthrow the government, a legitimate government, with the help of outside forces, how do you call that? You imagine it happens in the United States. Let's say Romania gets involved and overthrows your government, elected with Biden and all those guys, with the help of some fucking guys here in Romania, in United States. How would you call that? And then immediately the world opinion or whatever will recognize the government that overthrew the legitimate government. What is that? I mean, this is the basic fucking logic. And these people are still, it was an unprovoked attack. Okay, it was an unprovoked attack, whatever you say, but we know better. Thank you very much for being with me again today. They will get those long range, and they will get longer and longer and longer. Not that range, if you know what I mean. They will get airplanes, and they will get tanks, everything but nuclear weapons, including army boots on the ground, which I suspect, I have a female gut feeling that they already have it there. All right? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.